Hi everybody, it's Shanna. Welcome to Shanna Sweets. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you coming by. I am making a card today with the daisy daisy flower. And guess what? The daisy punch is finally back in stock. Yay! It went out of stock really quick because it was super popular by all the demonstrators who could pre-order. So yeah, it wasn't available when the catalog came out to all the regular customers. But it's back in stock. The stamp set's been available, but nobody wants to cut this sucker out by hand because look at it. Yeah, it is like a booger to cut out by hand. Who wants to do that? Because with the punch, it is super easy. So it is in the catalog. Let me show you here. I love the stamp index page. I don't know if you've seen this. It's on 224. So if you happen to know, and it's alphabetized, so it is on 127. And you can look stuff up, and then if you're like me, I just highlight what I have, so you can keep track of what you get. So this is the daisy, it's a sweet, delightful daisy sweet. So it has and its own little paper line, and it is a beautiful stamp set. And then I am going to use also these beautiful little gems. So there are clear and there are gold, and I really wish I had the clear because they would be super cuter with my card, but unfortunately I only have the gold. So that's what I'm going to use today, is the gold ones, and they are so super cool. This is the card we're going to make today. They're raised up, so I don't know if you can see that. See how raised they are. So like this card, I made another card, and I don't, you know what, I think I have the stuff here to make a video, and I don't think I've made the video yet for that one, because when I was going to make the video for it, the punch went out. But when I mailed those cards out, I did put just a white card like this on top of it to mail, because these will maybe poke through your envelope in mailing, and that's why I did that, because I mean I didn't pay any extra postage. I mean the postage was the same, but I did put that because I was afraid, like, you know, it could tear the envelope. So I do have this paper line. It's super gorgeous. I did not use this particular paper line today. I actually used the designer paper that is the In Colors, because this card is going on a swap that I am doing, and the person that I'm swapping with likes dark purple. So I thought the new paper, the In Color, the Fig, this beautiful dark purple would be perfect. So I am using the Fresh Florals design paper, which is one of the new In Colors. This is the paper line that I used today. So that's on 187. So that, and here is it great big. So that's the one side, and that's the back side. And that comes in all the In Colors. So, and then I'm also using a ribbon from the In Colors, which is from the Fig. So using a lot of the new product today, but I am using some goodies with oldies also. So we're also going to use embossing powder, both clear and white, because I don't know if you know this, but you can use your inks and make any ink color embossed. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Then because I'm sending this for a swap, I put just a note as my sentiment. So I took that phrase from Flourishing Phrases, which is in the current catalog. It is an older set that carried over. So that's what we're using today. So, all right, so I'm going to show you first. So I'm going to put the card together in just a minute, but I'm going to show you first. We're going to go ahead and do the embossing first today. So I've gone ahead. I've already embossed, so that, I mean, there was no point in you watching me do the heat gun part because it's just noisy. But I do want to show you how I stamped it. I'm going to show you how to stamp the clear, because honestly, I think once you see me stamp, you can stamp white, okay? Because you don't need to see that. I mean, it's just stamping and putting white powder on it, right? But I want to show you how I did the clear one. So you need Versamark ink, which we sell, and you need your stamp pad. Okay, so this is the Fig. And this is my very well-loved Versamark, which is, and here is my, so you stamp it on the Versamark first. And I really stamp it good because I want to make sure I got it good and covered. And then I just stamped it once, twice, make sure it was good. And then straight, now this is vellum that I'm doing it on, and they have very nice quality vellum, nice and thick, and then just go straight down. And I make a nice firm touch, and then straight up, okay? Now, I went ahead and cleaned, I got my Scrimp and Scrubby over here. This is our nice little Scrimp and Scrubby, and I just cleaned it off. You can spray it, and then I went ahead, I'm going to do 2 of these because I need 2, okay? And then I'm going to, like I said, I stamp it, and then I went ahead and just went twice because I want to make sure I got it good and covered. And then straight down. I hold for a minute so that I know it absorbs really good. And then hold the paper down because I don't want it to smear. And straight up. Okay, and then I'm cleaning this right away because I don't want that to dry on there. Now, that little white paper I had over here for a reason. And then I need to make sure I grab my clear one because I don't want the white on my... And I only did 2 at a time because it does stay wet for a little bit, but you know, I don't want to push my luck, so... Now, you can use your Stampin' Buddy first, you know, to make sure you don't have any static, but sometimes this particular punch, I wasn't so worried about that because in the clear, I wasn't worried because I wasn't, you know, you're cutting everything else away, honestly. This is what it looks like when you're done, okay? So, but this is it, see? That's how it, right, that's it right now, covered with the before. And then I went ahead, I'm going to move this aside so that I don't want to watch me put it back. I'm going to cover these guys up, otherwise I will put my hands in them. So, and I'm going to move this, because like I said, you don't need to listen to the embossing gun. So, I just want to tell you though, so you have to turn your heat gun on, you know, and let it run for a good 30, 45, 60 seconds before you take it to the vellum. Okay? So that way you don't burn your vellum, because then it'll just zap really quick. And I just, you know, I don't hold it very long, just kind of run it over, run it back and forth, and boom, and it goes. This one curled just slightly, but Not much at all. So then you just take your punch and just line it up. I find that I cut the corner because a lot of times it has to go in the corner of the paper, and so it makes it easier to line up. And then you just line it up, and then it gets it easier to get out of there. My scissors are over here. So then I just cut off the one, and like I said, I just go ahead and cut the corner off because it's easier. And then just try to line it up again here. Make sure that all my every once in a while I get some pieces kind of stuck in there, so I have to just kind of pry them out. And then I'm going to, in the white one, I just use the Versamark and white powder. This one's a little more difficult because I curled my paper when I was heating it. But if you just go quickly, I just lingered a little too much when I was heating, so. But it's okay, it'll make my flowers stand up a little bit better, I think. And then just, oops, do my corner. This is the last one, and then we're going to just put this thing together. See, if I try to punch it in the corner that's not cut, that corner is way too curled on that side. It lines up perfect if your paper's just a little short, just use your finger in the middle, and boom. All right. Move those pieces aside. All right, now we can do this really quick. This part's easy. So we have an 8.5 by 5.5, and I got my bone folder. Oh, I don't know what. You know what? I think that white piece of paper was supposed to be my white piece of paper for my layer. Okay. Yep. That was okay. Oh well, that's okay. We will just use it. Here's my tape runner. So my white piece of cardstock is 5 1/4 by 4, and then my design paper is 5 by 3 3/4. Oops, forgot my ribbon. That's okay, because I'm going to just take this one piece that I've got to go around the bottom, and I'm just going to, we'll just wrap it before I can, we'll just throw another piece of tape across it. Perfect. Alrighty. So these are going to be with some glue dots. So they're very easy in that a glue dot, and then you just off center them. lickety split. And you love the texture of the embossing. It's so much better than just having just ink, because you can feel that texture. And then I put a glue dot on the bottom, and I lined the first one up to the edge of the card so that I didn't have any overhang. And then the second one, I actually took my sentiment, which I've already stamped out here. Before I put the second one on, I put the sentiment on because I wanted to make sure I had room for my sentiment. And then I laid this one on so that I kind of lowered it. And then I put this on a foam dot also, the white one, just to give it a little bit more depth. And I lowered it down here. Then I took a little bit more ribbon over here and just tied a little knot. There we go. And then we come get our little gems here. Oh, my sticky came off, so I'm just going to grab another glue dot here. Put that right in the middle. There's that one. Right in the middle there. And one more there. Boom. Now you can either line this with white card if you want to, or I don't think it's that dark. If you have a black pen, I think you could still see that. So now I have two cards, one for my swap and another one for another friend. So there we go. I will have a link below to the store if you're interested in getting this and the punch while it's still available. You can get it. Otherwise, I will also have a link to my blog. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I appreciate any comments, the likes, any thing you'd like to add. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye.